We're doing an internet historian video called I Am Become Fancy Theater. We're gonna be fancy today, chat.
Brought to you by NordVPN.
That went way too fast. What did you say?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Look at you. Uncultured. Unsophisticated.
Dude, why is he calling me out like this?
Middle class.
How dare he? How did he know?
Don't speak. You'll just make me throw up. I'd say cover up with this dinner jacket, but I'm afraid that you'd get your head stuck in the sleeve and asphyxiate.
Aw, dude, shit,
Listen,
he got...
lowball. I'm
Go
afraid
back.
that you'd get your head
Aw, dude, he got his foreskin stuck over his face. I hate it when that happens. Aw, dude, don't you hate it? Just when you're trying to get ready for the day and your foreskin is taking over your entire head. Hate it. I hate it when this happens.
stuck in the sleeve and asphyxiate.
Help, I'm stuck.
Listen, lowball. Don't you want to be refined? Don't you want to be fancy? Like moi? That's French. I don't expect you to know what it means.
Is
but I
moi
have some
actually
good
French?
news. Before this financial year ends, I have decided to make a charitable deduction. It's you, champ. For you see,
We can have premarital sex.
this
What
virus. I have made several videos, though.
Guys, does anybody know what that video is? Anybody know what that video is? Can you send it my way? Please? Please? I actually don't know if that was French or not. It's French for me, I think. It actually is French. I thought he was doing a bit. You know how people will say, like, hola, that's Japanese for how's it going? That type of thing. That was from Jason X. Ew, Jason X? Ew. I prefer Freddy vs. Jason. That has a sex scene very quick, and you see boobs in, like, the first 5 minutes. Like, no joke. You see boobs of someone, like, skinny dipping in the first 5 minutes of that movie. And then there's a sex scene, but you see it from the back, but still. Not that I would know.
Which will show you how to bluff your way to the inner circles. Undetected. Yes.
That's some good
By
editing.
the time the elites find out,
Neon Genesis Evangelion is psychological and intense.
it will be
Don't fucking talk about Neon Genesis Evangelion. I tried to understand the lore of that, and it's all over. Like, you think that they did a reboot? No, that's actually still part of the current timeline, or it's an alternate timeline, but it's following the same Shinji Akari, and it all plays together, and then at the very end, he saves everybody from all of the alternate timelines, and blah, 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 blah. And then there's this girl who has bigger boobs that wasn't in the original one, but it turns out she's, like, as old as his mom would be right now because she got in the Eva when she was young, and so she doesn't age because of the curse of the Eva. And then it's weird that she's dating Shinji when she's like as old as his mother and whatnot, but then like she hits on him, so it's like super weird like what's going on, but she's also really nice, and the only person that's ever nice to Shinji is it's confusing. Sorry.
be too late. I get you in, you eat all the hors d'oeuvres, and we get out. That's the plan. And let's begin your instruction with theater, the YouTube premium of upper society. And the first section, symphony.
All text-to-speech
The
got
first
to make
period
it
of
count.
performance, That's
Mlem.
called
Mlem.
Baroque, from 1600
Mlem.
to 1750. This featured Bach and Vivaldi. Now there was also a guy named
Doesn't Vivaldi sound like part of the vagina? Isn't that like the vulva or something? I'm sorry, intrusive thoughts have taken over. I had to commentate on that. Am I actually about to learn about theater? Is Internet Historian going to be teaching me? Are you saying we are? Oh, I thought you were saying French. Why are you saying Venom? This isn't about Venom. This is about the orchestra.
Giuseppe Tartini, and he was
Giuseppe?
the best one of them all, because one evening he had a dream where the devil showed up and presented him with a deal.
And let me
The
guess,
devil
he took
would
it.
become his teacher and impart on him everything he knew about music. Yes, once Tartini had learnt everything he could, he handed over his violin and asked the devil to play.
Alright, missed opportunity right here. He should have had the devil play the devil's part of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. That's what he should have played. Right then and there. Like, he had missed opportunity here. This lower the score of this video from like a 100 out of 100 to a 99.9 out of 100. Would have been so much better if he did the Devil Went Down to Georgia. It's a classic song. Sorry, I'm from Georgia. I love the country stuff. It's a country song that everybody likes.
The Devil played the greatest musical piece that Tartini had ever heard. Tartini woke up with a gasp, and he tried to recreate what he had heard in the dream. And what he wrote down was his most famous piece, the best thing he had ever written. And he said, "This is shite compared to the original. This is nothing better than a tribute."
Artists, am I right? They never like their own stuff. They never like their own stuff. Fireaxe, you hated the ginger girl from Evangelion? Fair. Don't say that on Reddit. The Redditors will come after you for going after their waifu. They will. Oh my god. Who taught the devil all their stuff? Why is the devil always great at everything? Like, does the devil just automatically become great at everything? That's not fucking fair. I thought he was supposed to be punished by going to hell. Why is he amazing at everything? He cheats? I want to know how to do that. Okay, I'm not going to make a deal with the devil, though. Like, anyone who makes a deal with the devil is freaking stupid. Because, oh, sure, you're going to have fame and fortune while you're alive, but then you're going to be eternity in hell. Because the fact that the devil exists, if in this hypothetical scenario, means that hell exists. It means that your soul exists, and you're going to go to hell after you die for eternity. Well, at least until Revelations happens, because then everybody gets taken out of hell, except for those that committed suicide. Apparently, those are the only people who won't go, if I'm remembering correctly, but it's been a while since I read Revelations. Devil learned everything from God or something. Well, why did God know how to play the violin? It didn't exist yet. Hacks.
And that's where you get the Tenacious D song from.
Oh yeah, the devil was
He
the
named
favorite
this
at the
piece
time.
The Devil's Trill. And he claimed that the difference between his version and the version in the dream was so great that he would have smashed his violin and quit music forever.
Yes, welcome,
had he
Face.
not
Welcome,
needed
welcome.
it for his job. Classical, 1750 to 1830. Mozart and Beethoven show up like...
Are there any other paintings of these two people? These are the only two paintings of Mozart and Beethoven I have ever seen. And everyone uses them. This is how they looked coming out of the womb. I'll call you falsus. Face is an interesting one. Okay, I will call you falsus. Falsus.
Da, 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 da. Now, Beethoven was famously known for going deaf. Once that happened, everyone told him that he should just quit music forever. But he just wouldn't hear it. Anyway, there's so much I could say about these two. Romantic era. Now that's when everybody started kissing, and
All
it's
right,
my
false.
favorite. Great piece. Mwah. Oh, you played wonderfully too. Mwah. We also enjoyed listening. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Damn,
All you need
everyone's
to
just
know about
handing
this
out kisses.
one is Chopin and Berlioz. Berlioz, however, was not getting any kisses.
Aww.
He was relatably, painfully single.
He's a Redditor. He's a Redditor. For all the new people, Rave can't read. I can't read. I'm terrible at reading. Like, I already suck. My IQ is already low enough, and when I'm streaming, my IQ goes down 50% from there. So yeah. Did you know how to play the violin, even if it technically wasn't invented? Well, that's not fair. God, you have to train. He has to train too, you know.
Living alone in Paris.
But he's got no bitches.
The city of love. So, here's how it started. He's there, and he's in his early 20s. And
Single
he's
and
looking
looking.
for a new GF. So one day, he attends a Shakespearean play. And on stage, he spots an actress. And he immediately falls in love.
Her name's Harriet, and she has a ton of
He
hair.
wrote her many notes, confessing his love. But her DMs went unreplied.
Oh, left on red.
So he began writing a symphony about her. How can she ignore this? And also around this time, he started smoking a lot of opium, but
Oh,
don't worry
shit.
about that. Anyway, so he wrote this piece just for her. However, his DM still went unreplied. For
Sad.
several months, he started to get quite disheartened. Until he saw another girl. So he immediately fell in love with her instead.
What a fucking slut, am I right? Look at this guy. I wonder how many of these stories are 100% factual. Like, What if the guy, I forgot his name, who made the one that was made by the devil?
I just remembered that girl's name, Asuka. I still want to pulverize her EVA units into
Oh yeah,
nothing.
fuck that.
Can't.
She's so mean, but people love her. People love her. Is it Asuka? Isn't it Asuka? I think it's Asuka. But yeah, don't tell Reddit. They'll get mad at you. They'll get mad at you. What sort of things do you react to? Just videos? Or delve into writings? The comment on not reading well, it tells me no. I watch mostly videos like this. I watch videos and whatnot, but welcome, welcome. How many of these stories, though, are, like, real? The guy who said that the devil showed up? What if he just wrote that and he wanted to make it sound better? So what he did was he just made up that story. He's like, oh, no, see, like, it's like, this is probably my best piece ever, but, you know, it's actually shit compared to the devil. Oh, did I forget to mention that? Yeah, the devil showed me this. We do viewer requests. We do viewer requests at times in here. But, like, I bet that those are not... I bet, like, half of the stories are fake. Everything is made up. Somebody made something up. Oh, well, of course. Either that or he went to bed, like, super fucking wasted. One of the two. One of the two. Some of your best ideas come from sleep deprivation.
Dead, and he said, you know what? I'm going to change that symphony I wrote, so now it's about this other lady. And
Wow,
not about
what
that
a
ugly
slut.
one that I didn't like anyway. This time, happily, she
Sour grapes.
reciprocated, and they fell in love and were set to marry.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
$10 says that she finds out that he wrote that song for someone else originally. Oh yeah, he definitely does exacerbate in these videos, but he does it in a way where you can kind of tell when he's doing that. You can kind of tell when he's exacerbating, unlike some channels where it's like they're serious the entire time and you have no idea what's real or fake. What's real or fake. But yes, folks, we do viewer requests at times. I'm trying to do a little bit more on the channel with it.
Phones haven't been.
We also do games.
Yes, hello. I'm busy. Oh, Rome to study? Absolutely. I'll catch the first flight out. So Berlioz went to Rome to study music. However, while he was away, he got some news.
Berlioz, I have to tell you something.
Is she pregnant? What is it, babe?
Sacre bleu. Some other, more handsome musician swooped in and married his girl while he was in Rome, and they ran away together.
Can't have shit in Rome.
Berlioz was furious, and he set his mind to solving the problem.
Wait, is this the one? Is this the artist who made a song that whenever they hit certain notes, he knew that the woman would always like bob their head up and down like this? So he made a ton of those throughout his entire symphony. So when she listened to it, she was just doing this the entire time, like she just looked really stupid the entire time. I hope that this is the one.
I know what I'm going to do.
Does he?
I'm gonna murder her.
Oh shit!
And her lover. And her mom. And then I'm gonna do a self-murder.
Oh!
Alright, so this gets pretty elaborate. His idea is to dress up as a housemaid. He has bought both poison
is that a
and
fucking
2
pig?
guns. Now he is going to sneak into the house of his ex-fiancée, and there she and her mother.
Alright, does anybody know where that anime girl comes from? Asking for a friend. And asking for a friend. You know, just if anybody knows. Oh my god, her mother. Ew.
Will be sipping tea, which he has already poisoned. Then he will pull off the clothing and reveal himself. Blam, blam,
but why?
sad overture. So, he heads back home to Paris.
Wait, but why?
But while on his travels there, you know, takes quite a while, he has to change carriages. And when he does that,
he left the guns.
He leaves the guns in one of the little cubbies.
Rookie mistake.
So he's lost all his weapons. What is he going to do now? But his next leg on the stop is Genoa, and he decides, you know what? Let's just skip the murder and go straight to the finale. So he stops off in the old city of Genoa, and he's there at the side of the Mediterranean. He pauses for a moment, then he throws himself in.
Wait, did he not jump from a high enough
This
place?
whole thing happen, and they think he's had an accident, so they run in to try to save him. They pull him to the shore. He lived.
Well, yeah.
So he has now reached his lowest point.
Aw.
He dejectedly continues.
Wow, what a failure. Couldn't even kill himself properly. That's a joke. That's a joke. If you're ever in a tough spot, seek help. Seek help, please.
Home. He gets back to Paris, and he wallows around, feeling pretty sorry for himself. But he decides, you know what? I may as well do what I do best in times of trouble. Smoke a lot of opium. And while I do that, I shall write a symphony.
Dude, can we get
But I
some,
ain't gonna
can we
name
get some
it after
opium?
that hoe who stole my heart. And so he went back to work. But here's the thing. It was the greatest piece he had ever written. And it premiered to a huge crowd. And you know what? It was a smash hit. #1 on iTunes.
Number 1 on iTunes. Oh my
Here's a funny
god.
plot twist. Remember the first girl?
Ooh.
Well, she attended that concert, and she realized that Berlioz was a genius. And then she wrote a letter to your boy saying how good your bloody symphony was.
So the maid is from Akiba Maid Wars? Alright, gonna jot that down for later.
And sorry about not replying, I just put my phone down and got
Oh
super
yeah,
busy
totally.
or whatever.
Fucking
By the
gold
way,
digger.
I love you.
Oh,
And so
fuck
Berlioz goes,
you.
well, I love you too. And a year later,
That ever happens to you, if you ever get DMs like that after you become super successful and whatnot, just don't do it. Don't respond. They're a gold digger. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke artists over there. You know? None of them. None. Just ignore them. You can find someone much better. I mean, look at her. It looks like her chest is poorly sculpted out of clay or Play-Doh from a kindergarten teacher. Looks awful. Like the proportions are all weird. She looks all lumpy. She looks like they got a skin suit and they tried to fit in a bunch of like chicken nuggets inside of it, and that's what she looks like. The proportions are all off. She's very lumpy. I feel like if I touched her, it'd make the jiggle sound. Like there's an alien slime beast inside of her. Don't do it. Don't do it. She looks like a sink. She kind of do. She simultaneously looks like roided up and skinny and fat all at the same time. All at the same time.
they were married. There's a beautiful moral of the story. See, fellas, don't jump in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, don't do it.
Anyway, a few years later, they got divorced. Because weirdly, he cheated on his wife
What the
with
fuck?
the housemaid. Not that one, a different one. But then he married that
What the
housemaid.
fuck?
Hooray. But then when he died later on, for some reason, he gets buried with both of them.
What?
And strange.
Here lies Harriet, his first wife, and Marie, housemaid's second wife. That's so fucking weird. Why? He's French? Is this the thing that French people do? What the fuck? Dude, the 1800s are what? Yeah, the 1800s were fucking wild. Is this real? I'm assuming so. Internet historian doesn't like to lie about this stuff. He'll make jokes and embellish, but he won't embellish about this. Of course he wouldn't commit. Logan Paul wasn't there to record it. Ooh. I made a terrible lapse in judgment recording the man who jumped into the Mediterranean Sea. I shouldn't have done that. Why am I doing a Trump quote? Why am I doing it like Trump? I will say again, he's French. Classic French. Classic French. God. 1800s, man. Is that just the thing back then, like women couldn't get divorced or they really couldn't have too much control over their own money, so it's just like, oh, I guess I'm getting married. Was that the reason or something? I don't know. Like the new 40K Terminator chaplain who looks like the premier biker, but he ate the entire bike. God, dude, the fucking human designs back in. The god hadn't worked out all the kinks of the player models yet.
But, moving on to the Impressionist musicians.
They just
Now
do
that's
impressions.
Claude the what now?
Pussy.
Claude the what? You know what? You'd better go to ad time.
Oh,
Alright, guys.
I'm
welcome
not
back
skipping
to
this.
the
His ads are
Nord
great.
Stream.
He does know
Today
that
we're
looks
playing
like a KKK
Assassin's
member,
Creed
right?
3. Chat. Come on, chat. Hey, oh, everyone's spamming Nord in the chat. Whoa, a new follower! Hey, welcome to the Dream Team Sub Cream. Thank you so much for
Dream
Oh, unfollowed.
What should my Should we change it from the Rave Cave to the Dream Team Cream Team? Mean Dream Cream Steam Team? He knows the controversy only makes him grow. He's smart. Controversy helps a ton.
Sorry, guys. The cleaners are here. Sorry, just ignore the
Oh
mess.
my god, he's making fun of
I haven't cleaned
XQC.
up these bottles yet. No, it's just tea. It's just tea.
He's making fun of XQC right there.
I stream for 10 hours a day, and it's like the algorithm is against me or something. How come everyone is watching Asmon's stream, and I'm not getting any new followers? I'm playing the games. What more do you want me to
Dude,
do?
this feels too real.
Just a quick word from the sponsor. NordVPN is the VPN that you can trust. So go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian for a huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months for free, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. My God. Today we are gonna be watching the new Snow White movie. I love
What?
the intro. Oh, I love seeing that Disney.
Wait,
movie.
is there a
That's
new
brilliant.
Snow White movie?
That's brilliant. Guys, I'm just gonna get up and get some food. I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute.
God, he's making fun of XQC hard right here. Don't watch XQC. You'll lose brain cells, okay? Yeah, I can do that. I can punch up. I can say that XQC sucks ass and that he's crazy and he needs to get professional help because I'm lower than him. So I can punch up. He can't punch down. And if he did punch down, that would only help me. So, you know, send this clip to, I don't know, XQC. I don't fucking know.
What the f? Who reported my stream?
Should have gone on Kick.
Hello, my Nordlings. Welcome back to the stream. Can we get some ends in the chat, guys? No, not like that. Mods! Welcome back to the ASMR stream for NordVPN. Today I'm going to be drinking a can of Coke while I say the word Nord. Nord. Hey, thank you for the tier 3 sub.
Oh my god.
With NordVPN,
Why is
I
it
can
pink?
be outside my house,
I forgot
Jackson's
this was an
house,
ad.
Samito's
Yeah,
house,
guys, can we get some
Ordinary
ends in the
Things
chat,
house.
please?
Just like that. Welcome back to the hot tub stream. What do you guys mean? How many hot dogs can I put in my mouth? Why?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, $5,000 donation. Thank you so much. You guys are such good friends.
Is this what I'm not doing right? Is this what I'm not doing right? Am I not doing enough hot tub streams? Is that the issue? Do I need to get a model where you get to see like my junk, like my package in full display, like, you know, within a, what do you call it, like a thong or something? No, speed up, that's the word. And I just do hot tub streams the entire time with my VTuber model? Is that what I'm doing wrong?
Streaming's not for me. I'd rather go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian to get a huge deal on a 2-year plan, plus 4 months for free. Ad over.
Still no? Oh,
Watching
Ah!
Netflix, are you?
Jesus Christ.
All tucked in with a 3-hour essay on Good Game Good, and here's why.
Fallout New Vegas is actually the only based Bethesda game.
Turn that off. I've got something for you much
Dude,
less
why is he
enjoyable
calling me out?
and far more expensive. We're going to the theater. Theater, from the ancient Greek, theatron. The most
Theatron?
dramatic of the transformers.
Dude, why does that actually look pretty good for Megatron? Like, he looks like he's wearing a diaper, though, right? I'm not gonna lie, it looks like he put his underwear on the outside and he's trying to pretend to be Superman right now.
It means a place for viewing. Here's a Roman theater. They were quite simple back then. You have the stage, the auditorium, and the vomitorium. Now, for a very long time, people thought that the vomitorium was a place where the Romans would gorge themselves, where they would eat so much that they would throw up, and then gorge themselves again because they were so decadent.
That's not true. I didn't think people actually thought that. I heard that. I thought this was something that was like a myth and nobody that knew stuff actually believed that. It's interesting to hear that people actually thought this. Doesn't it mean it's just an exit? Because vomitorium is to like release, and this is where the people exit. All right, thank you for coming by, Fireaxe. Hope you have a good one too. But isn't that just what it is? I know he's going to explain it, but I'm going to show how fucking smart I am. That this just means people are leaving. You know, like vomit leaving your stomach. It's people leaving the auditorium. Now let's see if I'm right.
And or bulimic. But it comes from the word vomir, which means to spew forth, because that's where people go in and out.
Yep.
So vomitorium is just a dramatic way of saying the entrance.
Ah,
Now,
knew
to
it.
skip
Okay,
forward
but
to
the other way around.
1800s, things are getting a lot more modernized, but they still didn't have electric. So they had what's called the limelight. And that's why they say, to be in the limelight, to be the star of the show. What they would do was take a piece of quicklime and heat it up super
fuck is
hot,
quicklime?
which will naturally glow very bright. They would then take reflective mirrors and lenses to focus the beam, and they would use that as an early form of the spotlight.
Huh.
The limelight is not because it's green, but because it's made from quicklime. In the modern day, things are a lot more advanced, and they can do all sorts of cool shit with like lasers going into your eyeballs and all sorts of stuff. But it's not just the tech that's had an upgrade, it's the architecture as well. In Elizabethan times, they had the yard, and you could get in here for about a penny apiece. And this is where all the poor people stood to watch the shows. It's like when you go to Oppenheimer and you end up with the worst seats in the IMAX
Oh my God.
theater, right? But
People who take those seats are fucking psychopaths. I had a friend like 10 years ago who, when we went to go see, I don't know what it was, maybe it was the terrible new Indiana Jones movie at the time, like Crystal Skull. And he insisted that we sit in like the second furthest up row. My neck had never hurt so much, and I was young, so I could handle it. I was like in middle school or something, I don't know. But if you decide to go there, you are literally a psychopath. I don't know if he was doing a practical joke or something. Don't go that far up. You're going to hurt your eyes. You're going to miss so much of the detail from the movie, and you're just going to need to go to a chiropractor afterwards. That's it. That's it. The only part True Caligula did have a room for guests to vomit out. Oh, so there was one. Their front seats are terrible. That's why. I know why they have it, so they can sell more tickets. But like, just make the theater bigger and get rid of those and put them in the back. I don't know. Why don't movie theaters have, you know, like the seats on the left side and right side right there in the rafters, huh? I want to be up there.
thankfully, in modern times, we have fixed that problem. We kicked out all the poor people,
Nice.
and we sunk the floor down low and put in an orchestra pit. Now, these things are usually 6 to 12 feet deep, so they're not obstructing the audience's view. But having a giant hole at the end of a stage is quite dangerous. So usually they put a big net there as well. And yet, a lot of people still get pitted. Like a lot of people. In 2011, during a production of The Sound of Music, one of the lead actresses fell into the orchestra pit and was left paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh,
In
shit.
2009, a conductor, not a superconductor, just a regular one, fell 14 feet into the dark pit and broke 9 vertebrae and 1 ankle. Mamma mia. And he fell on his pointy conducting thing.
Ooh.
At the Bolshoi Theatre, a violinist died from his injuries after falling into the pit.
You could say that that play or orchestra was to die for. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to do it. It was a low-hanging fruit. I had to do it. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. How many people do you think have died to this? Is he naming all of the times that people have been injured by this? Probably not. There's probably been a lot. There's probably some that happened today, I bet. But, like, I get it. The light is in your face. I've been on stage before. The light's in your face. You can't see where you're going. It's very hard to see. You don't even see the audience. You know how people say, like, oh, if you have stage fright, just, like, you know, pick somebody in the audience and look at them until they yawn, then pick somebody else, or imagine the audience naked. You can't see anybody when you're on stage. There's not a single person that you can see with the light in your eyes like that. So you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about doing your lines and hope that there are people actually watching because you can't see shit. So I get it. But don't you practice on stage? I practiced on stage. I never had that issue of where I even got close to the fall off point. Never. You have little X's on the ground where you practice, and then you know exactly where to stand for certain scenes. They not do that? Sad. Sad, sad, sad.
This theater is prone to all sorts of accidents, by the way. It's kind of cursed.
Wait, it's one
But
theater?
performers and musicians aren't the only ones falling into the pit. In 1988,
Welcome back,
an
Rev.
82-year-old man fell from his balcony box seating all the way down into the pit during a performance of Macbeth. He died.
Well, you know what they say, Macbeth is like a cursed play. Isn't that a thing? Like an injury happens every time someone plays Macbeth? Not the actual person, but plays the play Macbeth. So, I mean, that guy was just, like, it was probably getting close to the very end of the production. He's like, well, shit, nobody's had a terrible injury. I guess it's gotta be me. And he just jumped off the balcony. He was just fulfilling it. That's what he was doing. It is less awkward that way, but God. I've worked in technical theater in high school. You can't see shit when you're up there. Yeah, you cannot see shit. There's not a single thing. If you've never been on stage, then you wouldn't know, but you can't see shit when you're on stage like that.
Very spooky. Even already dead people are getting pitted.
What?
In 2016, a man sprinkled his friend's ashes into the orchestra pit at the Met Theatre. This happened during the intermission, and it was a sort of tribute to a mentor of his. But of course, people went, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know," and he flees the scene. Everyone's coughing and sneezing up dead guy, and people think, is this anthrax? What is this?
Why
So
did they think it was
call in the
anthrax?
Anti-terrorism police, and the whole show is cancelled for the rest.
Wait. Okay, I get it that you're like, oh, what is this? Why did they immediately jump to, is it anthrax? I would have just assumed, why is there dust here? Like, oh, dude, someone needs to fucking vacuum. Why did they jump to that? He has the winds? he fucking got out of there fast. I wonder if they ever caught him. The incident occurred in October 29th, 2016. The man responsible, oh, they found him, had been seen by several musicians sprinkling a white powdery substance into the pit. Oh, ashes are white?
Of the evening.
He didn't get charged, though.
A quick intermission. Or is it? Ooh,
Phantom of the Opera.
I am the trap master. Not like that. Do not ask me to reveal my secrets, woman. I have dedicated my life to the mysteries
He's
of
careful.
the theater.
He's being very careful not to hit the microphone that she has right there. Being like, all right, I gotta touch her. I gotta push her. But like, don't touch the mic. People will hear that. Fully burnt ashes are typically white. Wow. Racist. Racist ashes.
Ah, the theater. She has so many enigmatic traps.
Oh. Oh.
Let us start with the most simple yet deep.
Dude, why is he fucking juggling them glizzies? Why's he gotta show off with them glizzy work with them finger links of his?
Devious. The wall trap. It allows the actor to walk directly into the set piece. Ah, where did he go? Nobody.
Who knows?
Cast your eyes over here to the genie trap. Now the victim stands on this dumbwaiter, and a counterweight launches their hapless body up onto the stage.
Oh, Jesus.
In the olden days, this circle of flaps would sometimes go on top, and then that would make the whole thing just one way. Now, back when they made this thing, they didn't have hydraulics. So instead, they'd have like 6 stagehands pulling as fast as they could. And sometimes it would go totally wonky, or it wouldn't open properly, or they'd only get about halfway through.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I guess that's it. There's only 2. Wrong. This is the vampire trap. And if I want to come back up again, this is called the sunroof trap. Very cool. Watch out for the closing doors on this one. It managed to trap Spider-Man's foot back into production in 2013. Me and the Green Goblin, we collabed on this one. All right.
What the hell?
here's
I gotta
one
see
more.
that.
The Ghost Glide. What you do is stand on this slidey bit, and it ascends diagonally, which makes it look like he's coming out of the ground.
Oh yeah, it looks dangerous. No one ever said being a theater person was safe. Okay, you're risking injury. You're risking stalkers. You're risking getting, you know, burnt out. It's a lot of dangerous stuff. Maybe you're gonna get your dick chopped off by one of these stage thingamabobs, by one of these traps. You're going in, you're going up, you're going down, and then boom, shing, gets stuck on your genitals. You never know.
Growl. But the ladies are there yawning, they're going, ooh, short ghost. But then, 5 foot, 5'1", 5'2". All the ladies are turning their heads now. 5'3", 5'4", 5'5". All the ladies are loving it. Now, I bet you're wondering, what happens to the actors when they go down these traps? Are they dead and gone forever?
Yep.
Yes, sometimes. In 1888, Frederick Federici was playing the role of Mephistopheles in Faust at the Princess Theatre in Melbourne. As he descended the trap at the end of the play, "Goodbye, everybody, goodbye," he had a heart attack.
What?
And died. Never seen again. So as you can imagine, with this many...
That wasn't even done by the trap. You remember that Spider-Man play? They had to shut it down because too many people got injured performing. I mean, when you're putting people in the sky with pulleys and ropes and whatnot, people are gonna get injured. It's gonna happen. I mean, it's Spider-Man. That's what you call being devoted to his craft, though he died IRL. Dude, he probably felt the heart attack coming. He's like, no, I gotta finish. I've lost feeling in my arm. Oh God. Half of my face is droopy. Must continue. And he gets out the last line. He goes down. He's like, now I can die in peace. And then he violently has a heart attack and just dies on the way down. And people are like, oh shit, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And then they had an investigation. It's one of those mystery murder party things of who killed him. And they don't know what what a heart attack is at the time. No, they probably do, but let's say they don't. And then they're like, oh, it was him. And then they get a famous detective and he figures out that nobody could have done it. He died of natural causes. And that's the twist ending of the book. Or something like that.
Many deaths. The theater has become a highly haunted place.
We are the rats.
Oh, yes. In fact, sometimes you can put your ear right up to the wall and you can hear two male ghosts wrestling. Can't fake that.
Huh?
Ah, another ghost hole. Don't look inside. I did once. Almost went blind. That's why I wear the mask. Anyway, because of all the ghosts, the theaters do whatever they can to keep the spirits happy. See this?
That's not a good glory hole. I'm gonna let you know right now. If you ever see a glory hole that's just literally the hole, don't use it. It's gross. You're supposed to have ones that have tape covering it. Don't ask how I know that, but the tape is there to protect you from splinters, and also it's more hygienic and whatnot. You don't want to use a glory hole that didn't have protection. It's pretty much like a condom for the hole. You know? Yeah. I know what those holes are for. Yeah, they're for sliding in and out different toilet paper. Oh shit, dude, I'm over here. I'm out of toilet paper. Can you hand me some? Sure, hang on. And then they just feed in the toilet paper through the hole. That's what they're for, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for.
It's called a ghost light. When everything is closed, it is kept on always. Kept on for the ghosts, so that they don't, bump their shins in the dark or whatever. At the Palace Theatre in London,
is that
there has
actually
been
a
some
thing?
ghostly activity.
It seems to be a bit of a hotspot for ghostly activities.
And that's why they always keep two empty seats at the back, so that the ghosts may sit there and watch the show.
So that's why we traditionally kept a couple of seats off sale for the ghosts. However, Harry Potter is so popular that we sell those seats now.
Oh. Also, most theatres close for one day.
I was about to say, it's what if they wanted to make a little bit of extra cash? Wouldn't they just sell the seats? I don't think the capitalists out there care too much about the superstition. It's are you telling me there's 2 seats we haven't sold for this big fucking play with Harry Potter? Kids love that shit. Nah, fucking sell those tickets. Fuck the ghost. Fuck those freeloaders. They're taking up the seats without paying. Nah, as soon as they start paying us in ka-ching and the cheddar instead of their fucking ectoplasm, no, get them out of here. I mean, the ghosts are the most loyal customers. Yeah, but they're freeloaders. They're not paying shit. You can't make money off of ghosts. They don't even have pockets. They can't hold money. How are they gonna even have a wallet? Nah, it just falls out of their pockets every single time. If it falls right out of them, they can't do it. What are they gonna do? Possess a wallet? You're gonna have a wallet just sitting there right in the seat? Nah, someone's gonna take that shit. It doesn't work. They get the loyalty benefits. How do they redeem the loyalty benefits? They gotta show ID for that. They don't have a wallet. Ghosts are freeloaders. I'm saying it now.
Day per week. And on those days, the ghosts are left to perform.
Oh, they
for each
possess
other
the people
in
to
their
buy
own
stuff?
shows,
Oh, so they're thieves.
which they like, we think.
I was worried about my own vagina. It
Oh,
needed a
finally,
context,
the vagina
a
monologues.
culture
What?
of other vaginas.
You gonna Huh?
You know, I wasn't always part of the elite. In fact, from a very young age, I grew up in an orphanage. No, my parents weren't dead. Rent in that building was just really cheap. But my parents showed me no affection. And as soon as they could, they sent me off to boarding school. But boards were always their passion, not mine. I tried to run away, but they caught me. And boy, did they throw the book at me. Alas, I did not dodge in time.
Why didn't you dodge?
I spent the next few years in a coma. A Native American town, Pueblo, Oklahoma, taught me how to read American. They also had a local library, and I spent my days buried.
It's still not working, I'm sorry.
Learning as much as I could about the art.
Is he reading the ninja
And
book?
once someone noticed me buried under those books, and they rescued me. I knew I wanted to teach default character presets like yourselves, all about Shakespeare.
Dude, it's the guy who would shake the spears.
I started Googling Shakespeare and I got kind of distracted, so I don't know. Here's a WAV file. You can do something with this. Put him in like a classroom or something.
What?
All right, attention.
What the fuck?
Everybody, I am your new teacher.
IH.
You are a bunch of troubled inner city youths. All you know is shoot gun, fail test, and crime. But I'm here to teach you that actually, books and reading and stuff are actually pretty epic.
Is he gonna make the joke how, like, rap is modern poetry and stuff like that? Because that happened in a movie, I'm pretty sure, where they did that, and then it's like, dude, this Shakespeare guy, dude, he was like a rapper back in the day. It's like, yeah, he was, and then they like do really cringe analogies and whatnot.
After all. Now, the earliest known written language is what, Mr. Single Parent Household? I don't know, Teach, but you're never gonna get through to me. Oh, really? Well, what if I go back in time? Back in time. In the long, long ago, very few could read. But to be fair, most of the written languages were kinda shit. This is cuneiform.
How the fuck do you read that?
First written language.
It just
and
dots.
it has far too much
It's terrible
punctuation.
braille.
Then eventually came along the Egyptians, and they invented emojis.
Yep, I
But
knew he
they
was gonna
would
make
call
that
them
joke.
Hieroglyphs. Anyway, the typical written thing would go like this.
Dude, it's really weird how we went from like Egyptian, where they're writing emojis on a tablet, and now we have emojis on a tablet. Huh? Makes you think. They worship cats. What's most of the internet? Cats. Cats. You did a quick search and many actors died in the turn of the century, times from 1880s to 1900s, due to toxic paint. Both red and green paint were highly toxic, but were incredibly vibrant. I wonder if it was due to like radon or stuff like that. Yeah, the Egyptians were ahead of their time. They understood where we were going. It's like, hey, dude, y'all may not get this. Hey, ancient Romans, you may not get it. You with your fucking Roman numerals and your, what do they have? Latin? I don't know what they fucking wrote in about all this. But dude, give it a few thousand years. This emoji shit in these tablets, oh, they're gonna take off.
This message for you, sir. Big bird, man with stick, man sitting, circle. Oh,
I can't believe he would say this.
Eventually, that became quite annoying. So the Phoenicians, who were a kind of Lebanese.
Wait, go back.
Eventually, that became.
Go back. I didn't hear.
Oh, more bills.
Oh, it's a bill.
Eventually, that became quite annoying. So the Phoenicians, who were a kind of Lebanese, very progressive, especially for those days. Now
that's when
came up
there's
with a
two
better
girls.
idea. They started going, hey, that sounds a bit like an A. Buh, that sounds a bit like a B. Kuh, and so on and so on, until we had a proto-form of the alphabet. Now, the Greeks thought that was pretty neato.
Wait, now, that's not Plato, is it? Is that Plato? Or is that Socrates? Who's the one who committed suicide? But like, the government forced him to commit suicide. Is that Plato or was that Socrates? Because he was like really annoying, and this is what this is depicting, I'm pretty sure. Where like that cup he's about to drink is poison, And he's like, I don't know if he was pointing up or whatnot, but he's like, dude, you can't fucking kill me. I'll kill myself. Give me that shit. And then everyone's like, no, don't do it. While half the people are actually like, yes, please shut the fuck up. Just kill yourself already. I don't know who this one is. Socrates? It was Socrates. Okay, so that's Socrates right there. I never know which one's which, but thank you, Bogot. That was Socrates. Fulgrim? That's not Fulgrim. Who's Fulgrim?
But they said, let's come up with an even better version with 22 letters, and soon that will be like English.
What's with that hat?
Greeks, more like geeks. Got 'em. Oh, yeah? Well, let me tell you about something highly relatable.
A book, you say? What do I plug it into? Your mind fucking boomer humor, man. Dude, everyone knows what a book is. They just, dude, get me a book, but translate it to 7-second TikToks. That's how you reach the kids these days. Get them to read Great Gatsby, just make 7-second long segments of Great Gatsby. Now I sound like a boomer. God damn it. Oh, this was from the Gangster Paradise movie? I'd say I know I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. Why is there a snail right there in the corner of that boomer humor mag?
Of the surviving Greek works, the greatest hits were
Why did he
the
pick
Iliad
Oedipus Rex?
and the Odyssey. Now, because most people couldn't read, this stuff wasn't written down for a very long time, and instead it was memorized and performed. And when they performed it, they used one of these, a lyre. Now, this was great for conveying tone, right? So here's a soft bit, doo-doo-doo, but then this is a big dramatic bit, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Now, the Iliad starts with this guy, Menelaus, king of Sparta, and he has a wife, Helen. She's a very fine lady.
Oh my god.
And then the Prince of Troy shows up. His name is Paris, and he goes, damn, shorty, awooga, awooga.
Do you think he picked...
That's what he'd say.
Let me go back for a second. Do you think... Oh my fucking god! I know that heart outline. I use that exact same green screen effect on some of my videos. Holy shit. If you've ever seen one of my videos and I do like the little heart outline, that's the exact same one that I use. Oh my god, that is weird. I feel so honored that he uses the same thing as me. It's probably that I use the same thing as him, but I know what he Googled. He just Googled like heart outline green screen. It's one of the very first results. Oh my god, that's amazing. But do you think he picked to use her because of the outrage that people had, like in Fable? I don't know, is this a remake of Fable 1? But they made it so that she looks super ugly, and people are like, oh my god, Western games, they keep making women unattractive. Ugh, dude, this is why I play anime games, because all the women are hot and they have really big titties, or they're like super tiny and they look like children, but they're like 1,000 years old. So it's totally fine. You think he picked that intentionally? Definitely. I would bet so. I would bet so. But not that I want to agree with them. She does look ugly.
Damn, shorty, awooga, awooga. Hey, that's what he'd say, right? And he and his boys abduct her and took her all the way back to his crib in Troy. Now this makes Menelaus quite miffed.
Hey, hold on there, Buster.
He declares a turf war, but he can't win it alone, so he calls on his homies. Odysseus, king of Ithaca, and Achilles, the best drive-by shooter of all time. But Achilles is not in the mood to fight, so the whole of the Iliad is basically spent trying to convince this guy to get involved.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Eventually, they win the turf war by being very sneaky. They make a giant horse, which is the symbol of Troy, and they leave it at the front gate. That's their way of saying, oh, I guess you win. We're walking away now. And meanwhile, thousands of soldiers go off and hide in some bushes. Now, the Trojans are very suspicious, but they can see that the Greek ships are actually sailing away into the horizon. So they know, oh, it must be real. Must be.
Oh, I'm gonna see if he talks about this, because I'm pretty sure, at least in some version of the Iliad, one of the guys is it's a gift, and you're not supposed to be like look a gift horse in the mouth, like literally this is a gift horse kind of. And one of the guys like, I don't trust this, and he was trying to convince them to like don't take it or to investigate further, and then a snake comes out of nowhere and bites him and he dies. And people took that as a sign from the gods to be like, oh yeah, we shouldn't be like super miffed about this gift. We should just take the gift. I wonder if he's going to talk about that. Because I know shit. I know shit. They were just stupid and they deserve what they got. Yep.
Real. We've won the
Oh, yeah,
Million Years War.
If they were using this like a few years ago, they would use the Andromeda girl for sure instead of the Fable girl. Absolutely.
But actually, there's almost no one on those ships, and there's a surprise inside the horse.
Like a
Later that night,
egg. A
when
cranberry egg.
everyone's asleep,
Cranberry.
boiling hot tzatziki everywhere. And also some soldiers wearing thermal protection. They get out and they open the gates, and then everyone comes out of the bushes, running into the city, and kill everybody. After they win the war, Odysseus heads back home to Ithaca. However, on his way, he starts making beef with Poseidon,
As
god
you
of the
do.
sea. And Poseidon is mad at the disrespect, so he sends Odysseus on a long-ass detour, and that detour is the story of the Odyssey. Pretty epic, right, kids? Whoa, Teach, that's fire. I'm starting to come around. That Odysseus guy is literally me. Yeah, I'm gonna try that horse trick on my ops. Homer from Homer's
The fuck
Odyssey
is
not
ops?
a character in the story. He's the guy who tells the story, and then people wrote it down. Now, moving chronologically to the next big one, you've got the Bible. And for all practical purposes, this was basically an oral tradition too. Most people were illiterate by this point, and the Bible was written in Latin, and pretty much only the clergy knew Latin, so they would be the one to recite it to people.
It says that the cute lady at the front should go on a date with me, please.
Oh,
Listen, the rules are the rules. I
he's
didn't say
using-
it, the book did.
he's using that AI generated voice that you hear all over the place, especially on TikTok and whatnot. Speaking of the Bible, I know that, stay with me here. When I'm on TikTok, why am I getting tons, even though I say I'm not interested, I'm getting tons and tons of recommended TikTok videos of either, if you keep scrolling, you hate me, and it's said by like an AI generated Jesus, or I get videos of like Jesus appearing in front of people and stuff like that. Like what the, like I keep saying I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested, but Jesus keeps showing up on my timeline. What is he trying to tell me? Why? Oh, welcome Spider, welcome Spider. Classy, once upon a time there was a person who wanted to find a Troy, believe it or not, and he actually found it. He ended up destroying it, trying to get to the city, and was below it, thinking that it was Troy, not knowing Troy was an ancient city. Oh, that's what we call a pro gamer move. Oh, it's saying I need Jesus in my life? Right.
There was a translated version into English, the Wycliffe's Bible, and you better believe that thing was a threat to the order. So they made that illegal to own.
What?
And if you were found with an unlicensed
Dude, he's
copy,
thick.
the punishment would be death. So it remained. The Bible was read to the people. Now, by the 1300s came
Oh, welcome,
Chaucer, who
Sharkbait.
wrote the Canterbury Tales, and that was a pretty big deal.
Get this book now.
Has Oprah done anything like controversial yet again? I remember she went to like the place where there was a bunch of fires in like Hawaii or something like that. And she wanted to like record a bunch of stuff of her giving food or money and stuff like that. But they're like, you can't bring the fucking cameras. Like I mean, I'm glad she's doing philanthropic stuff, but like she's just doing it for the publicity like always. Forgot Oprah existed. Yeah, Oprah's like old money by now. Oprah's old money. Old money.
Because it's one of the first significant works written in Middle
Relatable.
English. It describes a bunch of people making a pilgrimage from Southwark to Canterbury, which is here to here, which was the longest journey anyone had ever made in the 1300s. And now, it's a whole series of stories, and most of them can be boiled down to, how come if everyone is on a pilgrimage, you're all so focused on material stuff? Oh, hypocrites much? Dong. It's now the 1600s, and they've updated.
Why don't we have teachers like Internet Historian? Do we have time for the Marvel vs. Capcom video by Russian Badger? Yeah, after this, we'll figure out what we watch next. Ye old shop. But why don't we have teachers like this? The curriculum that teachers teach don't change that often, especially if they're like literature teachers. If they just hunkered down, like if a teacher hunkered down, made a bomb-ass curriculum with like YouTube-style entertainment like this for all of their different lessons, they would barely have to change it from year to year. They would just be able to play. They wouldn't even have to come into school that much. They would just sit down like, all right, class, I already made a video on the subject today, so we're gonna watch that. We'll have questions at the end. I'm gonna take a nap. See you guys in like 40 minutes. Boop. And then there you go. Shit, the thumbnail of the Internet Historian videos is the Neptune pool at Hearst Castle. I swam in that? You swam in a thumbnail? Congrats. Because they make YouTube videos now? Okay, it probably pays better to be on YouTube.
Created all the textbooks from Middle English to regular. In 1601, King James I
Damn, he's
said,
thick.
all right, you know what? Let's everyone have a copy of the Bible they can read.
Aww.
Let's do a King James Bible. I won't feature in it, but I'd love to be in the title. And he commissioned a committee of scholars to
that's how it
rewrite
happened.
the thing in English, God's language.
Now I can't speak Spanish or anything.
It took 8 years. And that brings us to Shakespeare.
I
He's a
forgot we were talking
huge
about
deal.
Shakespeare.
Oh, look, we're out of time. But sir, we're supposed to do penis inspection day today. No, there's no time. Roll the end card. The end.
That's it.
All right,
Oh.
that's the lesson. You watched the whole video. Or at least, you had it on in the background while you scrolled your phone.
Yep, he knows his
I couldn't
audience.
be prouder of you. There's just one more quick thing I want to tell you about. Theater props. For example, this gun.
Ah!
Now, the thing... Oh, look who it is. I know what you're thinking, but it's just an actor. We all know that the real Lincoln is dead. You know, when he
Or
fell
is-
asleep on the tracks of the Underground Railroad. Anyway, this thing is super realistic. Although the trigger is a little loose. Ruh-roh.
So that's how Lincoln died.
Oh, I can't believe you did that, but I won't tell anyone. And in fact, good news. I'm gonna make you my little protege, and I will be your protojo. And I've got lessons to teach. Still here, huh? Yes, just a little cleaning.
Yeah, just
More good
cleaning.
news. Next
Cleaning all the
video's
evidence.
Almost done. It'll be on incognito mode, and it's about the art.
Ah, see, I knew there
The
were going to
next
be an
main channel
incognito
video
mode
is
one of these.
Also nearly done. That'll be out shortly after. If you're looking for more content in the meanwhile,
Now, do you think it will actually be out shortly after? Do you think? Or will there be a huge delay? Because, sometimes that stuff happens. So.